I want to welcome you to President's Park. Thank you so much for coming out today. And I'm going to turn it over to, well, is it 10 o'clock?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to start the program now. So we want to thank you for coming. Make sure you have your stickers. We have stickers for everybody. So please make sure you get your stickers. And I'm going to turn over to John Stanwich.
She won't give us
Okay, I think I deserve that applause. I'm actually in charge of the weather today, so... and I know Ellie Schafer's here too. I was in charge of weather for the Easter egg roll, so Ellie, how'd I do? Okay, very good. Well, I am really, really pleased to be here today and pleased to be with all of you to initiate this program. In August of 1916, when Congress created the National Park Service, it charged our agency to promote and regulate the use of the federal areas known as national parks, monuments, and reservations, to conserve the scenery and the natural and historic objects and the wildlife therein, and to provide for the enjoyment of them by such means as will leave them unimpaired for the enjoyment of future generations. As we near the centennial of our agency's beginning, it is important to remember these words and the mission embodied within them. Central to this mission is that we have a legacy of stewardship. This is an endless source of energy and inspiration to carry on this timeless mission. We need a healthy public, though, to understand, appreciate, and work with us to preserve, protect, and interpret these special places. The National Park Service's Healthy Parks, Healthy Peoples 2011 Strategic Plan articulated the central importance of this link between the health of these special places set aside for our nation and the health of the citizenry that must understand, appreciate, and support them if they are to continue into the next 100 years and beyond. The Kids in Parks program is an initiative of the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation, the Blue Ridge Parkway, and the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina Foundation. Their mission is to work with partners throughout the country to promote the children's health and the health of our parks by increasing physical activity and engaging families in outdoor adventures that foster a meaningful connection to the natural and cultural world. Kids in Parks provides a network of family-friendly trails called track trails that connect various public lands in an attempt to get kids unplugged, outdoors, and reconnected with nature for their health and the health of our parks. We are very proud to be here today to join with our partners and our friends to initiate our Track Trails program here at President's Park. Here, kids of all ages will be able to walk literally in the footsteps of presidents and other great leaders from across the globe. While so doing, they will be improving their physical and mental well-being, be inspired by what they see, and learn along the way. No doubt, one of those who participates in the President's Park Track Trail program may even someday become a president themselves. This never would have been possible without the inspiration and support of a number of people and partner organizations. We are very fortunate to have some of those gathered with us here today, and I would like to invite them to say a few words. It is my pleasure to introduce Carolyn Ward, CEO of the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation. Carolyn?
Thank you, John. It's an honor to be here. Look around. Just look at where we're standing. And John, thank you for the weather. Really do appreciate that. I'd like to thank everybody for being out here today to celebrate the grand opening of the track trail here at President's Park. You know, this trail joins about 80 other parks across the country, linking opportunities for all of us to get unplugged and outside. It's really special if you think about it that we're standing here at our nation's capital in front of the White House getting ready to open this trail, and it's connected to a little small community county park in rural Appalachia. And it's connected to state parks in South Dakota and Virginia and North Carolina, and schools and pediatrician offices, all connected to each other. These are our public lands. This is our place to go outside and be healthy. I got this little sticker earlier, and I hope some of you did too. Let's move outside. This is our great outdoors. And when we go outside and we walk, it's good for our health, and it's good for the health of our parks and our public lands. You know, this program started with a really simple idea. Getting outside is good for you. And for many of us that grew up going outside and hiking or fishing or hunting, it may seem kind of strange that there has to be a special program to get you outside. But today, children spend an average of 8 hours plugged into something a day, and only 7 minutes outside in unstructured play. That's a problem, and it's having devastating impacts on our children's health and the health of our outdoors. Well, the good news is that there's thousands of us committed to making a difference, committed to getting people back outside and reconnected. And we're here today in celebration of that growing partnership. Although there's too many people to thank individually, I would like to thank a few. If you are here with the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation board or staff, please raise your hand. Let people see who you are. If you're a partner or a funder or have another site with a track trail, please raise your hand. And if you're excited to be outside on such a beautiful day, please raise your hand. Now finally, if it were not for the commitment of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina Foundation, the Kids in Parks program would simply not exist. Because we have innovative thinking and support from individuals like Danielle Breslin, Kathy, who has been an amazing leader, Kathy Higgins, and Jennifer McDougall, under the leadership of their CEO, Brad Wilson. If it had not been for the support of Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina Foundation, we wouldn't be doing this kind of a program. Their thinking is out of the box and very innovative, and we are honored to be able to be a part of this program today. It is amazing to think that the largest healthcare provider in North Carolina was looking into the future and thinking about the health of children, thinking about what tomorrow is going to be like, and linking private donors, friends, individuals, all together for that mission. So we're working for the same goal despite the fact that we come from different places, despite the fact that we see the world in different ways. We are all committed to the health of our children and the health of our parks. Thank you.
I want to thank Carolyn very much, and as Carolyn said, we do have a lot of wonderful partners, and she's already talked about the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina Foundation, and our next speaker is Brad Wilson, so I want to hear from him and his words as far as this program goes. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning. It's a great day to be in Washington, D.C. and celebrate the opening of this park. You might ask yourself the question, why would a CEO of a health insurance company, particularly one from North Carolina, be here today at the President's Park to help open this new trail? And you've already heard some of the reason for that from Carolyn, but let me just provide the straight answer. No matter where you are, who you are, or where you live, we're all linked together by health. And it's an incredibly important topic, subject for our country, and we need to pay a lot of attention to it. And Kids in Parks is just another inextricable link between the health of our citizenry, our young people, the health of our parks as well. So I'm honored to be here today to recognize Kids in Parks and the Track Trail program. So let me take just a minute to let you know about the idea that Carolyn talked about. How did it come about, and how did it spring into what we are enjoying here today? Like so many great ideas, it started with one person. Dr. Olson Huff is that person. He's a pediatrician in the mountains of North Carolina. He's a great friend to many of us in North Carolina, and he saw in his practice firsthand the impact of inactivity in children growing up with too little physical activity and too much healthy eating. Dr. Huff was observing a generation of children connected to electronic media that was keeping them from the outdoors. And of course, in his practice, he was seeing an ever-increasing obesity rate even among his youngest patients. So he said to himself, what a shame. We need to do something about it. Here, Dr. Huff is in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, a beautiful area, an area rich with parkland, and it just didn't seem right to him that everybody was sitting around and not walking and getting off their front porch and out of their living room and enjoying all that was around them. As an avid hiker, Dr. Huff recognized that parks could benefit from a new generation of users. So creating stronger connections between children and parks cultivates current and future stewards of this wonderful resource that we have in our state and across our nation. So what Dr. Huff did is he got out of his chair and he called the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation, the National Park Service, and the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina Foundation and said, I have an idea, let's get together and talk about it. And indeed we did. So Kids in Parks started with a small planning grant to bring park leaders together and health leaders to the table. The challenge was to create a program that was inexpensive, easily transferable, and suitable for any parkland use anywhere. And out of that discussion and that brainstorming came the plan that resulted in Kids in Parks and the Track Trail program. The program got off to a great start. Other partners joined along the way, including North Carolina Recreation and Park Association and North Carolina State Parks. So by the end of this year in our state, in North Carolina, we will have a network of 70 trails in 50 of our 100 counties, and they will extend from the coast to the mountains. As the concept grew in North Carolina, it didn't take it long to spread, like all good ideas. Kids in Parks are now in 6 states, and requests are coming in from such places as New York, Georgia, Louisiana, listen to this, New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa. So what started as a small idea in the mountains of western North Carolina now has the attention of people from around the globe. So let me leave you with just a couple of statistics as I close. After only 5 years, Kids in Parks has resulted in more than 40,000 miles hiked by kids, equal to 1.5 trips around the earth. That's pretty cool when you think of that. 20,000 hours spent outdoors, the equivalent of 2.25 years. And 3.5 million calories have been spent by children walking these trails. I think that's a pretty good record of success as we begin to spread this around the globe. So today we stand in the shadow of the White House in testament to the power of a movement that Dr. Olson Huff sparked. To mark this occasion, we have 2 special guests here today, Dr. Carolyn Ward, who you met, CEO of the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation, and Jason Urose, Director of Kids in Parks. So Dr. Ward and Jason, we thank you for your leadership, your inspiration, your energy, and all that you're doing that will result in healthier children and healthier parks. We believe at Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina that everyone has the right to play and be active in a safe outdoor environment. And so we're proud to be here with you today and having partnered with such visionary leaders. So we look forward to many good times and good days ahead, and thank you very much for the weather. Good to be with you.